Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in honor of 305 Day. I decided to start our webinar today at 3:05 p.m. and enjoy a little cafecito and even put on my little flamingo earrings because to me that screams Miami. I'm a day late on celebrating 305 Day, but every day is a good day to celebrate where you're from. I'm Marley Q, and I'm from Miami, Florida. I am a kindness influencer, an inspirational speaker, and a community builder. For the past decade, I've been out on a mission spreading a message of kindness, how kindness is the driving factor in our wellness, and also in our productivity and success. And in this webinar today, in 90 minutes or less, last week when I hosted this webinar for the first time, I did it in 80 minutes. And my goal here today is to beat that time because I've been able to kind of tweak the content a little bit so that I can give you the most value for your time. So first, thank you for showing up. Secondly, what is this all about? If you're thinking this is a webinar with like PowerPoint or slides or something like that, sorry to disappoint you. That is not how I roll. This is a virtual event meant to interact and engage. So if you are here to leap into action together, to really take advantage of this leap year, if you intend, like I intend, to make 2024 the year that you leap into success, that you leap into more clarity, more confidence, and more calm while you're on your way to achieving your dreams and your aspirations, then this is the webinar for you. In 90 minutes or less, I'm going to cover my leap into action framework. It's 4 simple pillars of success and also 4 common pitfalls. Where do we fall into, the cliff of stress and overwhelm or procrastination or maybe perfectionism, right? I don't know if you know where you were February 29th of 2020, right? Last leap year. But I want to make sure that this leap year, you remember it, that this leap year, we make it not just memorable, but historic, an actual transformational shift, a pivot, if you will, into your dreams, your aspirations, what you're out to achieve. For me, I made that leap 4 years ago when, you remember, last leap year, February 29th, 2020, a few weeks before the worldwide, pandemic and the shutdown, I was a couple of weeks pregnant with my second baby boy. I was living in a small bedroom apartment in Miami Lakes with a 1.5-year-old toddler and my husband sharing, this small space when we learned that the world was about to shut down and change forever. And a business, an event planning and event consulting business that I had been building for well over a decade in one day was out of business. And I took this huge adversity, this huge obstacle, this crisis, right? This trauma that we all experienced worldwide. And I used it as an opportunity to leap into sustainable success for me and my family. You see, I experienced burnout on this, leap to success, on the path to success. I've been an entrepreneur for the past 15 years. And I can tell you honestly, I have burnt out more times than I'm proud to admit. But as of the last decade, I've been on my own healing journey, and I've learned quite a couple of things that made my leap back in 2020 as successful as it did. Back then I was a burnt out event planner, and today I'm an in-demand keynote speaker, delivering in-person and virtual keynote talks, workshops, and retreats for people, teaching about the power of kindness in leadership, in teamwork, in communication, in wellness, right? In relationships. And today I'm going to use this kindness foundation that I teach into helping us be more productive and moving in the direction that we want towards our dreams. What does kindness have to do with being successful? Everything. And I hope that in this time together, we're able to perhaps shift your perspective and your relationship with goals and achievement and planning, perhaps, into one that allows you to feel more success along the way, right? we're not meant to just experience success and achievement when we make it there, wherever that mountaintop, that finish line, right, that end goal is. We're meant to experience, or we can experience success along the way. So if this is the year that you want to leap into action and make it your most successful year yet, and if you're here with me, could you please comment LEAP in the chat? I'm live streaming this to my LinkedIn family. So if you're on LinkedIn, comment LEAP in the chat on LinkedIn. If you're watching this inside of my private Kind Crew Facebook group, comment LEAP in the chat so that I know you were watching in there, whether live or on the replay. This is going to be an interactive experience. So join me here. And for my Kind Crew Plus members, that is my paid global membership community who are backstage with me here on StreamYard, go ahead and write LEAP in the chat because I see you all back here and I know that you're giving me this awesome energy. Let's see, when the comments come up, I'm actually able to show a few. So thank you, Facebook. Unfortunately, I can't see your name, Facebook user. So if you comment again, put your name on there so I can see who it is. But thank you for commenting LEAP. I'm seeing those come in. I'll do my best to acknowledge your comments in the chat. All right, so let's dive in because I want to make the best use of your time. And I want this time together to help not just provide you with a framework and a super clever acronym, if I do say so myself. Amongst the different hats I wear, I am a serial acronomist, and LEAP is an acronym, a framework that I've developed to help you move LEAP into action, and not just into action, but into sustainable success, the kind of success that feels enjoyable, success with ease, right? Can we achieve our dreams, our goals, and our aspirations with more ease? If you're up for that, comment LEAP in the chat because we're about to dive in. You know, we have this idea of what it means to leap into success or what it means to leap into our goals and our dreams, kind of like this leap of faith, right? That might be scary. Right. For some of us back in 2020, my super scary leap of faith was shifting from over a decade of planning, producing, hosting, speaking at in-person events, pivoting completely to virtual events, right? And making that pivot 4 years ago, doing that leap of faith for me was a super scary leap of faith. I was terrified of speaking into a camera, having my voice, right, being visible. That was a really, really big leap of faith for me. And there was a couple of things that I discovered throughout the pandemic and having shifted my focus into the virtual event space. And how can I help? How can I use my skills, my expertise, my talents, my knowledge, not just in events, but in communication, in leadership, in service, in wellness, in yoga and mindfulness, all of these things that I had been, teaching and speaking about in person. How can I shift and pivot into the virtual space and do that 100% as I'm growing a family and trying to rebuild a business basically from scratch? Upon reflection, a lot of reflection, I was able to see some of the pitfalls, some of the things that were keeping me from taking this leap of action that I knew I needed to take sooner, right? And I want to discover some of these common pitfalls that keep us from making the progress that we wish to make. Because, like I said, some of us have this illusion that a leap into success looks something like this, perhaps. Do you think that leaping into success looks like that, right? Where you're just from one side and you're just going to take this massive leap to the other side. She had like a paper in her hand, like a plan, right? You've got your master plan and, someone's just helping you all the way across. And it's just this magical leap into success. No, it doesn't work that way. I want to first, before we dive into the framework and the teaching and the interacting with one another, I want to change our perspective on what a leap even is. A leap into action, which is what I hope you decide to commit to today during our time together, is taking a leap of action in the direction of your goals and your dreams and your aspirations. Does not need to be this super scary, massive leap into a cliff of the unknown and the darkness of a void and the scariness of, is the next step going to appear for me? A leap into action could look as simple as a stepping stone, one step at a time. One of my favorite quotes by Dr. Martin Luther King is, "You do not need to see the full staircase. You just have to take the first step in faith," the first step. So I want you to identify one wish that you have that you would love to make a leap into action towards today. What is one wish, one dream? We started off the webinar with that question on the screen. What is one wish that you have that you wish to leap towards this year? And that we can take a small little action today in that direction. If you're brave enough, go ahead and put that in the chat. Share with me, my one wish is, and tell me what your one wish is. It could be a personal, professional wish, right? It could be a small wish. It could be a big dream. My dream is to help create a world where everyone performs acts of random kindness. My dream is to be the spark that awakens people to who we really are and connects mankind. Doing that through speaking, through events, through community building, through my podcast, through my books that I wish to write and leap into action on as a result of showing up here with you, right? I'm leaping into action just like I'm encouraging you to leap into action. Showing up here, doing these webinars, this is a leap for me, right? And I've had to overcome quite a bit of pitfalls and limitations. You know, perhaps for you, you've got some of these lies and self-limiting beliefs that you're telling yourself. When you think about your dream and your goal and where you wish to be, have you considered what lies you're listening to? For me, back in 2020, I was listening to the lie that I'm not ready. I was listening to the limitation that I'm stuck at home. I don't have a setup with a fancy camera or a fancy mic. I've never done virtual events for. I'm not, skilled for this. I'm not the right person. I'm not ready. Perhaps you've believed lies that have been told to you. For example, me, Marley, that kindness mission of yours, that's cute, but kindness doesn't pay the bills. It was a lie that I believed for a very long time until I chose to make a leap and take a leap of faith and step into a leap of action that allows me today, 4 years later, to pay my bills with a message of kindness, right? So I ask you, my dear friend watching, either live or on the replay, are there any lies or limitations that you are listening to, believing, replaying the self-talk that is keeping you from leaping into action? I'd love to know what some of those lies and limitations are for you. If you're brave enough to self-reflect in the chat publicly, great. I'd love to engage with you. And if not, reflect for yourself. Right? That's the L in LEAP for the common pitfalls if you're following the acronym. Last week I came with a big whiteboard and a dry erase board, and today I kind of just want to be here one-on-one with you, and not so much with the whiteboards and all of that, right? So if you can follow the acronym in LEAP for the common pitfalls, the L is for lies and limitations. Another common pitfall, the E in LEAP, is for excuses. I'm going to be super honest with you. We're friends here. We can be honest with each other. We're full of excuses when it comes to why we're not moving forward with what we wish, with our dream, with our big goal, with our big intention. The most common excuses, the ones that I would tell myself are, I'm too busy. I don't have time. What are your go-to excuses for why you're not taking action in the direction of your goals and intentions? What are the common excuses for you? I'm a parent now. I'm a mom of 2 kids, small kids, 3 and 5. Sometimes I catch myself still using my kids as an excuse. I have kids. I can't, I'm not going to become an author now and write a book. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy. I've got kids. What excuses keep you stuck or stagnant or not moving forward? Reflect that for yourself. And if you're brave enough, put it in the chat. I'd love to know what some of your common excuses are. The more awareness we have around them, the more we can face them and turn our excuses into an energizing reason to move forward. We'll get into that soon. But for you, do you have any awareness as to what excuses keep you from taking action? And I promise you, if you write them in the chat, you're not alone. We're all full of very common excuses. The most common ones is I don't have time. I'm busy. I don't have the money. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the experience. I don't have the resources. I'm not ready. It's not time. It's not the right time. Which one of these excuses is your go-to? I'd love to hear it. The third common pitfall, and the A in the LEAP acronym, is for adversity. Listen, you and I experience real, actual adversity on a daily basis. Throughout our lifetime, inevitable adversity we are going to experience. Back in 2020, when I decided to take my big leap of faith into the virtual event space and become a keynote speaker and begin doing inspirational talks virtually, globally, when I decided to take that leap of faith, we were all experiencing a shared adversity called COVID and the pandemic. It was the first time in my life that the whole world was experiencing the same crisis together. We all have our experience. We all have gone through our own sense of loss, right? Our sense of change, of having to change, having to pivot. Many of us are still on our healing journey from that, right? Real adversity. For you, perhaps if you consider your dream and why you haven't leapt into action yet on that, or what keeps you from pursuing that leap consistently, it could be adversity, real things like, a job loss or a divorce or any other kind of life event or change for you is real adversity that we really need to deal with. So I'm not saying that you're not moving forward because you're just believing lies and limitations and you're full of excuses. No, there's also the A in LEAP, real actual adversity. And we can look at it and just identify what adversities, what challenges, what obstacles are keeping us from moving forward. Some of the adversity is actually external, and some of the adversity, most of it, is internal that we are creating for ourselves. Many of my students and people that I've spoken to are taught throughout the years, when I ask them, what's the biggest thing that's getting in the way of you taking action to making that dream come true? The answer is myself. So this LEAP framework can actually be the guide that helps you to actually get out of your own way. If you're excited for that, put LEAP in the chat. I want to know that you're here with me. The P in LEAP identifies one of the most common pitfalls, and I actually see it in the chat. Tim already posted that here, my friend on LinkedIn, procrastination. The P in LEAP, and one of the most common pitfalls, is procrastination and perfectionism. Trying to come out the gate perfect keeps us stuck, keeps us from making progress. Some of us are master procrastinators, right? Now's not the right time. I'll do it when I'm ready. The time's not right. The timing might never feel right, but I can tell you that the time is always now. And now is always a good time to make a purposeful step forward or a leap. A leap is a purposeful step forward in the direction of your goals and your dreams. Which one of these 4 common pitfalls keep you from taking action? Which one of these 4 common pitfalls? Let me show them to you. Which one of these pitfalls, if you're honest and want to share, I'd love to hear it and engage with you. These are the most common pitfalls that keep us stuck, that keep us from making progress, that keep a day turns into a week, turns into a month, turns into a year, turns into 4 years, a leap year. And I want to challenge you. I don't want to let another 4 years pass us by without you and I taking purposeful progress, purposeful steps towards what we wish to achieve. For me, I wish to become an author and write a book. This year, I am leaping into action on that. I already have as of last week, our last webinar. This year, I intend to grow as an inspirational speaker, as a keynote speaker, and get booked for universities and colleges and events where I can share my message of kindness. I intend to grow that. That is another thing that I'm leaping into action 100% on, right? What is it for you? And which one of these four, I'm going to show them again, pitfalls, are keeping you? Can we create some awareness around which one of these pitfalls are keeping you from taking that action? Let's look at them first, and then let's dive into the framework. For me, I was falling into all four of those pitfalls, okay? So no shame here, no judgment. If you are not making consistent progress in the direction of your goals and your dreams, it is very likely that it is because you are believing certain lies and limitations. You are making excuses. You are in some kind of adversity that we have not processed, or you're just procrastinating and seeking perfection. Okay? We want to move. We want to leap from lies, limitations, excuses, adversity, and procrastination. We want to leap. We want to leap towards a state of feeling liberated. The L in leap is we want to move from believing lies and limitations to a state of feeling liberated. Liberation from the self-limiting beliefs and the lies that we either tell ourselves or others have told us that we have believed that keep us from leaping into action. That's the leap from lies and limitations to liberation. I want to help you make the leap from excuses that are really just extinguishing your energy and keeping you stagnant, apathetic, with no momentum, keeping you there, to a state of excitement. The E in leap is for excitement. We can energize our path to success with some enthusiasm, with some excitement. Do you want to feel exhausted on the path to achieving your dreams and your goals? Or do you want to feel energized and excited about them? Tell me in the chat, exhausted or excited? I want to feel excited. I have felt exhausted in the pursuit of my dreams for way too long until I realized how I can shift and I can leap and transform my excuses into energizing reasons that make me excited to wake up every day and do these webinars, even though it's not really my comfort zone, right? The A in leap is moving from adversity into alchemy. You know, the word alchemy in its medieval sense is turning like earth metals, like lead, into gold, the process of transformation. Right? From lead into gold. And as it relates to personal or professional development, alchemy is the ability to turn our adversities into gold. Turn our challenges, our obstacles, the adversity that we inevitably face in life, turning that into gold. That is the process of alchemy, right? That is the leap into action, is seeing all adversity. Pandemic, job loss, divorce, death, promotion, layoff, adversity, seeing that as an opportunity to alchemize, to transform and find the way to turn that into gold so that it serves you and becomes part of your purpose and your mission and how you give and serve and inspire other people. I'm alchemizing my adversity and creating it into gold, right? By creating these acronomical frameworks, by creating these keynote talks, by teaching and sharing, not just the knowledge, but the lessons that I've learned through adversity that I've overcome, not just in my 15 years as an entrepreneur, right? But as a daughter of Cuban immigrants, as a Latina, Hispanic American, someone who became a US citizen when she was 15 years old, right? Someone who's overcome poverty and a lot of, financial struggles in order to be here today and seen as, an in-demand, highly paid keynote speaker. A lot. And I learned how to turn all of my adversity into alchemy and using it as a resource for other people, to inspire other people, to empower other people. And you can do the same. You can learn to see adversity into an opportunity for a personal or professional alchemy. That is the leap. That is the leap we want to make. And we want to make the leap from procrastination and perfectionism, the P in leap. We want to make the leap from procrastination and perfectionism to purposeful progress. And how do we keep ourselves on a path where we're focused on making purposeful progress towards our goals and our dreams without the feeling of anxiety or stress or overwhelm? Can we sustain an inner calm, confidence, a state of clarity, a state of ease, and trust that we are on the path and that we can achieve feeling successful en route on the path to success? I want to show you the pillars of progress, the LEAP pillars of progress, all four of them, so that you see the acronym, what we just went through. And I want to be able to now address the gap, right? Because, okay, Marley, that's a great acronym that you just created, helping us visualize the actual pitfalls, where we mostly fall into these pitfalls that keep us from making progress, and the leap that we want to make from lies and limitations to a state of liberation, from making excuses as to why we're not moving forward to feeling excited every day that we're moving forward, from a place of adversity and we're just overcome with the adversities and the challenges and the obstacles that we face on a daily basis as we're, manifesting our dreams and our goals, into a state of alchemy where we use those adversities into gold that fuels us to continue moving forward. And moving from a state of procrastination and perfectionism to purposeful progress. That is the leap framework. That is the leap that I want to guide you on. And I want to address the gap, right? How do we get from where we are to where we want to be? The way that we leap from lies and limitations to liberation, my friends, is through learning the truth, not listening or believing the lies, but learning the truth and listening for the lesson. If we actually practice becoming aware of our self-talk, what are the lies, limiting beliefs that we are repeating to ourselves or that we have believed that are keeping us from leaping forward? Having that awareness is absolutely key. And I invite you in this time together that we're here to reflect on that, to perhaps journal about it. I shared with you some of my lies where I'm not good enough, I'm not ready. Right? Success like that is meant for other people, not for, Cuban girls from Hialeah. What are some of the lies and limitations? We must, in order to leap from lies and limitations to a state of liberation, we actually have to listen for the lesson. We have to listen to that self-talk, listen to the lies and the limitations, and listen for the lesson that they're trying to teach us. Learn the truth, which is usually the exact opposite of whatever those lies are, and learn the actual truth and reinforce the truth for yourself. Leaping from excuses to a state of excitement requires that we pause and notice our excuses. I don't have time. I'm too busy. I have kids. I can't. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I don't have the degree. I need this. Being aware of, noticing, acknowledging those excuses and assessing, are these extinguishing my desire to move forward, to take action? Or are these excuses energizing me? I promise if we take a moment to actually consider the excuses that we tell ourselves or that we tell others, actually have awareness around them, you'll realize that your excuses extinguish your energy. And in order to leap from excuses to a state of excitement, we need to turn those excuses into energizing reasons. You know, the excuse that I and many parents use, I have kids, so I can't because they're a full-time job and then some, and these are all legit excuses. Turning, when you're really connected to your purpose and you're really clear on your dream and your goal and where you want to go, then you can make your excuses not to your reasons to. Turning your excuses into energizing reasons to take that action. My kids now are the reason that I take action, even when it's hard, even when I feel I don't have time, even when, it's Dr. Seuss week all week at school and I need to coordinate to make sure that my husband picks him up and my mom helps me out so that I can be here live and present with you, right? Turning excuses into energizing reasons is what helps you make the leap to a state of feeling excited, in pursuit, in route to achieving your goals and your dreams. Leaping from adversity to alchemy requires that different perspective on adversity, seeing it as an opportunity to alchemize, seeing every adversity in your life as an opportunity to turn it into gold. And the way that we make that leap, the way that we do that is through acceptance and appreciation of our adversity. It's crazy to look back to 2020 and feel grateful for that year. That year was an excruciatingly difficult year for most, if not all of us, in different ways. To look back with gratitude, not with acceptance and appreciation, has allowed me to turn the experience of losing my business, of having to shift into a scary place of virtual that I did not want to leap into, that I was scared to leap into, allowed me to alchemize and turn all of my experience, event planning, into gold as an inspirational speaker. I've alchemized all of the stress and anxiety and worry and struggle of the last 10 years of building an event planning business that, although was my zone of excellence, was a little bit misaligned with the best use of my energy, which is why I continued to burn out. And COVID gave me, and pregnancy through COVID forced me to stop, to pause, slow down, reflect, assess, and create a plan to help me move forward quickly. And in 2020, in March of 2020, when I lost my business, by April, my husband and I had launched season 1 of Time to Be Kind with Marley Q, our podcast. By August, we had created, recorded, and launched my first online course. I created my Kind Crew community with a small group of teachers at Stars Global Preparatory in South Florida. And I began taking these purposeful leaps. Every single one of those was a leap of faith into virtual events, a leap of faith into speaking and doing professional development trainings, workshops, and retreats, a leap of faith into creating an online digital course, a leap of faith into starting a coaching, program, a leap of faith into starting a membership. These were all leaps of faith that I was able to take. And 4 years later, look back and say, wow, I did certain things that really contributed to this overnight success that people may perceive today. No, no, no. No overnight success here. It was a very deliberate process of leaping into success. And the P in leap, right? How do we make the leap from procrastination and perfectionism over to purposeful progress? Is through pausing and planning. What I just shared with you that I did. The P in leap, for the gap to get you where you are to where you want to be. If you're procrastinating or wanting things to be perfect, the way to make the leap into purposeful progress towards your dream is to pause and do some purposeful planning. Pause, reconnect with your purpose, with your dream, with your goal, with what you wish to achieve, and create a plan that actually supports you, motivates you, gets you excited to show up every day and with purpose make progress. Here is the gap. When you think of making a leap of faith, let's not think of doesn't really look like that. Let's instead pause. Let's pause and actually consider what are the lies and limitations that have been holding me back from making progress in the direction of my dreams. Pause to make time to consider the excuses that we make. I've got frameworks for changing our mind from, I don't have time to I got time, to I'm too busy to I'm real busy. How can we turn our adversity, real adversity in our lives into alchemy, into situations that we can turn to our benefit to serve us and others in great ways, turn that into gold. And the way that we can move from procrastination into purposeful progress is by pausing and planning with purpose. And with that, I want to invite you to spend a little more time with me. If you have found value in this time together, could you comment one takeaway? Can you comment one takeaway in the chat? I see here over on LinkedIn, talk about leaping into action. That's right, Alex. We're doing the thing, showing up and leaping into action. If you want to continue this process of leaping into success, I want to invite you to my next event. March 22nd, I am hosting a virtual planning workshop. It is an 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's a 5-hour workshop, one-on-one, you and I, crafting the smartest plan to leap you into success. You and I, in a small group of people, folks that are part of my Kind Crew Plus community, get access to this event. So if you're a paid member of my Kind Crew Plus, just comment Kind Crew Plus. I'll make sure to send you the link. You are in my virtual planning workshop for free. You get 4 of these a year. I host my virtual planning workshops on a quarterly basis for my Kind Crew Plus community, and I open up a couple of spots for you. So if you're interested in joining my next virtual planning workshop, it's coming up March 22nd from 11 to 4 p.m. I want to show you here. You can check out the bit.ly link, bit.ly/leap into success, or you can just put leap in the chat and I will send you the link directly. But check it out. It is, again, a small group setting. We are going to dive into the planning framework. I have, like I shared, I've been planning for well over 20 years. I am definitely a master planner, well over 10,000 hours of masterful planning from nothing to achievement, right? Turning aspirations into actual achievement. And I want to help you do that. So if you have a big wish, a dream, a goal that you want to achieve this year, this leap year is your year that you want to leap into success. You are no longer waiting a day, a week, a month, or another 4 years to pass before you make a purposeful progress in the direction of your goals. If that's you, I want to invite you personally to my next virtual planning workshop. Check it out, Leap into Success. I'm going to put it up on the screen, also with a QR code if you prefer to screenshot that. And the really great news is I've got a bonus for you when you sign up. See, my virtual planning workshops have actually sold for $2,497. I have sold this workshop more of a one-on-one, done with you service in the past. And last year, I began offering this to my Kind Crew Plus community on a quarterly basis, more like in a group setting. And it's actually so much more valuable because you're not just getting value from me, you have the opportunity in a small, curated group of kind-minded people in a safe environment that we create together, able to voice your wish, your dream, and be able to kind of workshop this with each other. You get so much more value than just working with me one-on-one. And the really great news is I'm not going to charge you $2,497 to join my workshop. When you join today, because you've been spending this time with me, the ticket to Leap into Success is only $297. And for that investment, 5 hours of your time, we're going to work together to craft the smartest plan to help you leap into success from where you are to where you want to be. A plan that excites you, a plan that does not overwhelm in any way. It actually energizes you to take purposeful steps of progress towards your dream. Only $297 for 5 hours of one-on-one time in a small group setting to help you leap into success. March 22nd, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The link is down below right here. You can comment Leap in the chat and I'm happy to send it to you directly. And I have a bonus for you when you show up. When you show up on March 22nd to the Leap into Success virtual planning workshop, I am going to give you the bonus of an annual membership into my Kind Crew Plus. That's right. My Kind Crew Plus membership includes 4 of these planning workshops. I do them on a quarterly basis. And when you're part of my Kind Crew, you get to come to all 4 for free. That's right. But you're only going to get that bonus when you buy your ticket to Leap into Success right now, bit.ly/leap into success, and you show up. You make plans to show up March 22nd. I'm going to put it back on the screen. And I want to thank you for making this time to be kind, to learn a new perspective, hopefully on goal achievement, to maybe have taken a pause to reflect on the leap of action that you wish to take this year, making this leap year count. Let's make it count together. Join me as we leap into success March 22nd. It's only open for 10 spots to the public, to my Kind Crew Plus members, and 10 spots only. So claim yours today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to leap into success together. If you have questions, please reach out to me directly or comment Leap in the chat, and I'm happy to send you the link. If you've been watching this and wondering like, hey, Marley, let's talk. I could bring you in to speak to my employees, or perhaps you have an event coming up where you'd like to have an inspirational keynote speaker or someone to start and end your event on a kind note. I'm your girl. Just comment talk. Let's talk in the chat. And I'm happy to send you the link to my calendar so that we can chat and explore opportunities to work together. These kind of virtual events is something that I can bring in to your professional development training days, to your workshops, or your wellness retreats as well, virtual and in person. I'd love to talk to you about opportunities to make an impact for your team with kindness. Comment, let's talk if you're interested in working with me as a speaker. With that, I want to say thank you so much again and remind you of my upcoming event, my first virtual planning workshop of 2024. Don't miss it. I only offer this on a quarterly basis, so don't wait a whole other quarter in order to pause and plan so that you can make purposeful progress in the direction of your dreams. Let's leap together. Let's leap into success with less stress, shall we?